I'm Sharifa J, your co-host, and I am joined today by...
Erin Dussard.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of SWEAT.POD. I'm joined today by Peter Mac and Frankie Clarke, and we're going to be talking about whether or not we are fit for the gram. So, let's get into it.
So Peter, obviously I've known you for a long time, but for those who don't, tell us a bit about yourself.
So I'm Peter Mac, I'm the UK's finest personal trainer.
Seriously, you can't look at me directly.
Listen, women lie, men lie, numbers don't.
What numbers?
Before and afters don't lie.
Anyway. And Frankie?
I'm Frankie. I run a fitness Instagram page. I'm a recovered anorexic and also had bulimia as well. And I just try to help women feel a little bit more confident and build better eating habits and stuff, as well as like fitness, fashion, blah, blah, blah.
Amazing. And humble too.
The best Instagrammer.
Well, it's so good to have you. I'm so excited.
Cristiano once got asked the question, who's the best football player in the world? He said himself.
Yeah. Well,
and he was right.
Dream, believe, achieve.
Look, there you go.
That's what I say.
So what do you both feel the impact that social media has had on the fitness industry?
Ladies first.
Okay. I think it's had one of two. To start with, I'll just talk a little bit about the way that it's helped people. So it's helped people in the sense of being able to have better access to information. A lot of the social media lights who have like lots of followers, they talk a lot about fitness, nutrition, they're ex-personal trainers or still are personal trainers. So I think in that regard, it has helped. But I feel back when I was very young, when it kind of became a thing, being in the fitness industry, it became a little bit of an obsession. That's definitely how I kind of steered down a path, because there's a lot more perfection. Obviously, it is a highlight reel. We're getting better at it now, realising that it is a highlight reel. But yeah, I think you've got a very fine line, and you have to be quite honest if you want it to be the right thing. And we're only just coming to that now. So I think up until maybe the last year, 2 years, it's kind of been a bit negative and it's caused a lot of problems.
What do you think has changed?
I think the dramatic change has been towards mental health being more talked about, more open. A lot of sports personalities especially are coming out and talking about how it's really helped them with their mental battles. So I think people people with a large following are talking about it more. And how to do it more healthy, if that makes sense.
And I've just had a quick look at your Instagram as well and seen that you've talked about your problems with like your skin problems and acne, and obviously been quite open with struggling with depression as a result of it. Do you think that opened up your following and opened up your audience, or do you think that how did you navigate that?
Yeah, so originally my Instagram was kind of model-esque. I would post a lot of bikini selfies, and that was initially when it grew. I was doing a lot of fitness posts in the gym and talking to people about how to do their training, what kind of training to do. And when I went through my worst relapse in 2016, 2017, I just thought that I needed to be a little bit more honest with myself about what I was going through, and I almost felt like I was putting on a bit of a facade with people. So I just thought, just be yourself, be comfortable with what's going on in your life. And I started talking about it, and my Instagram actually declined a little bit, which is quite sad.
That is sad, yeah.
But I had a lot of people, a better engagement with my messages. So my messages went through the roof of people talking to me saying, I'm so glad you mentioned that, I've been struggling as well. People talking to me about their stories, which was so nice to hear. But a lot of the likes went down for some reason. Now there has been a couple posts I've done on my acne. Obviously, like, I'm acne free at the minute, I'm on a bit of a treatment plan, but I have openly shared it because it really knocks your self-confidence, and that's why you feel comfortable with all these apps that you can use to make yourself look perfect, look like a model or a celebrity. And it's actually had quite a nice engagement. So I did one with like 3 pictures, 1 now and 2 before, of how horrendous it was, and that got quite a big response. But I think trying to navigate it, I've just really focused and honed in on what I want to be my direction, and that's being honest and just open and trying to relate to people and make people realise that it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to not be perfect, and to really highlight that we are all human. So yeah, to be honest with you, now I'm not really too bothered about the numbers. My mental health has significantly improved. Not worrying about the engagement. Obviously, it hits the finances a little bit if I don't reach a certain number, but To be honest, my focus is just helping people. I just want it to help. So that's how I navigate it.
I think the best way to help is to be authentic, isn't it? Like just showing that your authentic self to a particularly younger audience who are looking up to us for kind of to lead the way, so we know.
They're so
So they know how to behave and how to navigate themselves. I think it's really important that we do that. That's amazing.
Yeah, and you'd be surprised. Other brands, so I had my Instagram hacked about 2 months ago. I know that was awful, but I had brands who stuck with me. And they said, even if you create a new profile, we will stay with you because we like your message. So they're the kind of people that I want to work with. So it kind of opens you up to where you want to go in the future, and that will grow you anyway. But back to what you were saying about the youngsters, they are so impressionable, and that is the key point in which you can steer whether they suffer with it or don't suffer with it. So I think it's our responsibility to, I'm obviously now 24, I've been through it all, and I don't want anyone to go through what I went through, so.
You say obviously like you're supposed to look 24. You look like 18 to me. Like, I'm obviously 24. I'm like, but where?
I'm getting wrinkles now, so.
So Peter, like myself, you've been a personal trainer for a long time.
Yeah.
Before social media came into the game. How did that change for you? How did you see fitness change once social media kind of hit?
At first, when it first came into it, I didn't like it because I was like, I'm doing okay, like without social media. Like, I don't need this platform to come. But now, I can't live without it. Because, like you said earlier, giving leaflets through the doors, having to speak to everyone about your services. Now, people can watch me from the window and inquire about me through my DMs. And it makes it so much easier. And obviously, I know what to post to get clients. I'm at that stage where I am successful with getting clients, and I understand what it takes to get clients. And that's why when we were talking earlier about before and after pictures to doing 10 pull-ups, is I get what you're saying, what's more better, but it's a business for me. And I have to, obviously for my finances, get clients.
So just to like recap over that conversation, because what we were saying earlier, because you guys weren't there, was that you're posting body transformations of like fitness journeys that your clients have been on. So where one client lost like 6 stone and it completely blew up, which is incredible. And everyone on Instagram was like, "Whoa, this is amazing."
But the reason why they will say it's amazing because I post everyone on my stories.
Yeah.
So they see the journey.
So they follow the journey.
So
They're really invested.
So it's not like it's before and after.
Yeah.
It's before, when she couldn't do the push-ups, when she couldn't do all this, to after. So that's what I find is so important for my profile, to show the journey, not just say this is before and after.
Yeah, and we were also saying that in comparison to that, you had a client who couldn't do 1 pull-up, but then went from doing none to 10, but nobody was really interested about that on social media. And even though that's still an amazing, huge achievement, it didn't blow up like obviously losing 6 stone did, which is really interesting about where our values lie in like fitness and body image and social media. I think maybe our priorities are in a very interesting place, and obviously for you, you know what sells, and you have to make that money because it's London, it's expensive, you've got to get the cash.
I will never be ashamed to admit I have to pay bills.
Of course, yeah.
I have to, that's why I'm so driven by the result, because the results pay my bills. And it helps people see who are sitting on the sofa that if I invest in PMAC, I'm going to get that result.
Be nice if people changed their idea about what would be important, isn't it? You know, what if the result was like, I no longer have depression and anxiety because I exercise more.
But you say that, but how many girls on Instagram post just half-naked pictures just for likes?
A lot. But there's lots of people that don't do that as well.
Yeah, but there's more girls who will get more likes from me doing a half-naked picture. If you compare me to a girl who does a half-naked picture, the girl will get more likes than me because she's a girl. And men and people will buy into that more than they buy into me.
I don't know if it's necessarily a man-woman thing though, because I think that I've seen any like over-sexualized image of anyone who is conventionally good-looking, like guys. I know guys with millions of followers because they're like gorgeous and they've got these abs and they're like half naked, dripping with oil and a towel. Because there's these really over-sexualized images of these perfect bodies.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot more not just about being a woman or a man, but more about showcasing this like perfect body image.
But women buy into women more than men buy to men.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I can see that.
Easily, like massively. Like a woman will get more attention on social media than a guy will. Like a guy has to do that half naked picture because he's so far behind.
Yeah, I don't know the numbers, but I'm gonna take your word for it.
I mean, it's like what Frankie said earlier. It's like she saw her numbers drop when she posted something that was a little bit more conscious rather than just like your bikini photos or whatever. But
More substance to it.
Yeah, more substance to it. But I feel like that's one of the pitfalls of social media and fitness influencers. It's like anyone who looks half as good or who's got abs or whatever, they can post anything and they can be inspiring people to do fitness. And those people who've been inspired, they don't even actually know that person maybe not even be a qualified trainer.
Yeah.
They just look good. But yet, because they look good, I'm going to follow this person and do whatever they do. Yeah. But you're not going to get the same results because that person's not telling you how they get there. You're just trying to do what they do. And I feel like that's the negative part of social media.
But it's the old saying, sex sells.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Well,
it
does.
It's changing.
But why can't we change that narrative? Like, I think we're coming into a more conscious time now where people are fed up of seeing the same images. We're fed up of seeing, like,
Fed up of not feeling good.
You
look at something and it makes you feel rubbish.
Actually, I have like a really interesting story here, an article by The Insider, and it's called The Dark Side of the Gram. And it's basically telling a story about this young woman who signs up to this bikini body guide with Kyla
I did her app. I actually trialled it when I was in uni. That's when I started my page.
Yeah. And she basically talks about how over the course of like seeing Kyla, who has this really like slender, naturally slender physique, and I don't actually know what her qualifications are, but she has 7 million followers, which is huge. So people just listen to her regardless. Does anyone know what her qualifications are? Because I have no idea. But she does look fabulous. In her, everyone looks fabulous in her. But anyway, she talks about how she follows this plan, and slowly food becomes like a source of torment for her. She begins having an eating disorder, and then it basically shows some pictures here, I'm going to show you, of like her Instagram page, Kyla's Instagram page, and it's like her with her abs, and it says things like, remember that your journey is your journey and like not anyone else's journey, and just don't compare yourself and like love your body and like, but also sign up to my workout plan. And then underneath there's comments from women being like, I wish I was so skinny, please help me. I would do anything to look like you. I literally work out every day and I'm nowhere near as fit looking as you. Yeah. Now, some people will say, well, how amazing, she's like promoting a community. But in my view, it's like, it's almost like encouraging women to feel bad because they don't have this body.
This is the problem with
that's scary.
Mass social media influencers. So when they have a team of nutritionists or dietitians, PTs working with them to create these plans, it's not online coaching. It's not one-to-one personal training like we do. It's for a very generic group, and one woman might sign on to, or man might sign on to an app, and I do this with my clients, and they sign on like, look, don't follow the calories when you're tracking, I'm setting your calories, and it's because your body is very different. It doesn't know what I know about your body, and it's not the same as what ours would be. So they kind of create one generic or 3 body type plans, but that's not enough. So I think with this, she's got a nice message. The picture, I think, it's looking for what you physically want to look like, rather than what we were saying. So it doesn't actually have, the picture doesn't have much substance. It's just aesthetic beauty. And yeah, I've been there where I've idolised that, and I've been through the torment, and that's pretty much how I started. I was print screening pictures from Instagram and idolising them. So I think it's really important that she, as an influencer, has some kind of constant reminder to people that, look, it's not always about what you look like, it's about how you feel. And if she did a post about how she feels looking that good, I know what it feels like to look good. Like, if you walk out and you feel confident in yourself, your whole world changes, you're more productive. But it's being able to actually transform that into how can you help an individual rather than just think of the commercial benefits.
Yeah, exactly. And there's just another little thing I wanted to add on this. They did some research, and they found a professor at the University of Australia Flinders University found that studies of thin or fit bodies in the media on Instagram influence body image and have a negative effect on people's self-esteem. And they've actually done a study and they've found that that is a fact. So, and the fact that we know that this is not good for us, why do we still glamorize this
Because
on Instagram so much?
you wouldn't buy food that doesn't look nice.
That's true. And I'm so sad because there's an ugly fruit campaign. Has anyone seen it? It's like all that, what is it called? The odd box or something. And it's like ugly fruit, and eat it because even though it's not pretty, it's still got good stuff inside.
Like the other day, I had a banana and it was black. And I thought, I can't eat this. But if it was black and my eyes are blindfolded, I could eat it. Yeah. So if you can't see it, then you can do it. So my message is basically, people want it to look pretty.
I feel like we've been trained.
Yes.
Of course. Because I mean, even with like food advertising, a lot of the food that they're shooting is not actually real food.
Yeah, it's got like pins and stuff in it. Have you seen that?
Colourings,
Yeah.
They do things to boost the colourings of the food and all that kind of stuff.
And it's the same with people. I mean, I'm a model. It's my full-time job.
Yeah.
And my job is to, I'm a plus-size model. My job is to look good. And I know that when I walk past a giant picture of myself on Tottenham Court Road in like sweats and joggers, and my hair's like greasy and I feel gross. And I'm like, oh, that's not me. I mean, it is me, but it doesn't even look like me. I mean, it does still look like me because I don't get that heavily edited, but you know, everything is made to look more aesthetically pleasing in marketing.
I like
That's
what
it is.
I think it's In the Style have done it. I don't know if I'm allowed to name drop, but they've done a campaign, and quite a few influencers like Megan Grubb, who I absolutely love. She's all like, obviously she's got an amazing body and she talks about it openly, but she also talks about having down days and like not feeling body confident sometimes. And she jumped on with this campaign, like promoting it, because they have announced that they're not going to do any airbrushing at all. I'm not sure if it's In the Style or if it's another one, but I'll have to double check. But it's basically a massive fashion brand online. So they're not going to edit anything, and all these women are stood up and you can see stretch marks, you can see cellulite, you can see everything. And the response that they got on Instagram, Facebook, it just blew up. It was amazing. So
I think people are tired of seeing perfection. Perfection is problematic.
there's Instagram versus reality now though. And that's a massive trend.
But I was even saying the other day, it was somebody that I know relatively well on social media, I probably shouldn't say this because they might, did a Instagram post, and it was literally like Instagram versus reality. And I was like, where's the difference? I don't understand.
Maybe it was just a joke.
No, I really don't think it was. A few of my friends were all like, "Where's what?" But no, I don't think it was.
Do you feel like like Instagram, like Facebook and Instagram, should be doing more to kind of protect younger children or
Yes.
by
100%.
like monitoring the fitness influencers or beauty influencers in terms of what they post, and maybe people should put a comment or you see, like they've introduced putting hashtag ad when you're selling a product, that they should put hashtag doctored or something like that when you change the image. I think that's kind of something that's important.
I feel like you should have to upload the before and after. So like there's a company that I use who give me my paid adverts, so I have to apply, I have to put my pictures up. And I feel like those kind of companies who gift you or pay you to post something, you should post the original picture and then the edited picture. Yeah, and I think they should say, well, actually that's not right, like you can't edit yourself too much. I mean, it's up to people. If someone feels more confident to edit their body. I know a girl who, she basically used to edit all of her pictures and make her look a certain way, and she's actually had the cosmetic surgery to make herself look that way. And although that's like a massive thing, she's the most confident she's ever been, and she feels great in herself.
Yeah, I just think that's crazy though.
Yeah, it is a bit crazy.
Because it's like, you know, it's this whole idea of like the only way you're ever going to achieve happiness is if you completely change yourself. Why are we always trying to change ourselves? Why can't we become more comfortable with who we are?
It's not that. See, you're seeing it as from that point of view. Like people do stuff to self-improve. Like I feel better learning to swim.
Yeah.
I feel better looking at this. I wouldn't feel better if I was overweight, I couldn't swim. Because when you go to the gym, at first you go to the gym to make yourself look a certain way to please someone. There's always someone in the back of your head. So there's all these things we do in life to make ourselves look better. So I'm all for people going to the gym to look good, learning the skills to look better, to better themselves. Like we do it from childhood.
Yeah.
We learn maths, English, science to get jobs which we probably won't ever like. So now we're doing it with fitness, where we're getting bodies we like, eating food that's going to make us feel better, like the vegan trends, which made everyone get healthier. The thing I done with no sugar. I don't believe in calories. So I always scratch calories away because I think calories is total nonsense. So
Whoa.
total nonsense.
Okay, go on.
Aaron's in the room.
Total nonsense because you tell someone to eat 1,500 calories, and if me and you ate 1,500 calories and trained the same, we wouldn't have the same.
Oh yeah, that's different body type, but calories are different per person.
Yeah, we wouldn't get the same result. But our bodies were burning calories different.
Yeah. But I couldn't eat the same as you.
And depending on what you're doing.
Yeah,
as well.
so how can we then say that this bread, for example, the bread that we're eating is going to give me 10 calories and give you 10 calories, and we're then going to burn it the same?
It's all to the individual.
Exactly. So then how can you say 10
Calories to me do matter, but it's per the individual.
Yeah, but then how can you say 10 calories, if it's per the individual? It means
So it's based on, so like say for example, if I do plans and stuff for my clients, I work it out for that client specifically. They need to stay within, if they were in a calorie deficit, they need to be above this amount but below this amount. So in that sense, calories matters to me, but 10 calories to you and 10 calories to me is very different.
Listen. I get the maths behind it about calorie deficit, but I'm saying calories we say we're eating burns differently in each body.
Yeah, it really does.
So I can't tell you.
I feel like we're on the same page.
We are on the same page.
So I can't tell you then to eat 20 calories and eat 20 calories, and after it's going to be the same result, or because it's going to burn differently in each body.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but in the sense of if I'm setting a calorie target for an individual, it's taking into consideration their activity.
Yeah.
So their lifestyle, how often they train, how much walking they do, and X, Y, Z. But so if a bread is worth 10 calories, 10 calories is 10 calories, regardless.
It's not.
How much you burn is different.
Yeah.
No.
But the calories of the food is the same.
No, you say it's 10 calories, but as soon as it goes inside you, it changes. Because your body's going to burn it differently. Like calories is something that your body burns.
No. Calories
So something.
food is 10
The fuel.
calories.
Yeah, fuel to calories. Yeah.
How did I get into this?
So you can't say yeah, this is 10 calories. It's 10 calories. So you should now have energy. Because we're going to burn it differently.
Yes. So, say for example, if you have 10 calories, I have 10 calories, right? I might need 10 times 10 calories. You might need 20 times 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're still both having this, like, so that piece of bread is 100 calories, right? We've both had 100 calories. Yeah. But to me, that's like 10% of what I need. That's 1% of what you need. That's not right maths, by the way. That's just it's like an example.
Bread isn't 10 calories. Let's get one thing clear. Yeah. Bread is not 10 calories.
No, it's really not.
I'm not going to lie. I feel like I have no calories left in my body after this conversation.
But it is
I think you're on the same page. But going back to what you were saying about people wanting to self-improve, because that's where we were originally, wasn't it? The self-improvement.
Yeah,
and
so
you don't believe in calories because, and I wanted to know the end of that sentence, because, and then you were like, calories.
I don't believe in calories because we all burn food differently.
Yes.
So we can't. So I personally will never give a client a calorie deficit or call all this because, first of all, I'm not following the whole trend, and I understand that I can get people to get their result by just telling them to reduce their sugar intake.
Just going back to what you're saying about self-improvement, why does self-improvement always mean the same narrative? Why does it always mean, you say, getting fitter? Why does it always mean your body becoming smaller? Why does it all... Because that's not necessarily...
It's just the output.
That's not necessarily...
But women...
I disagree wholly.
I think it's a byproduct.
No,
I
but
disagree
women,
wholly.
smaller, men, bigger.
But how does that work? Why is that?
Because if you want to be generalised, men want to get bigger and get more muscular.
Yeah.
Women want to get smaller.
Because they want to, though. Because they want to, but not because that's necessarily how... So why is it that when a man gets fitter, suddenly they are more admirable or, but if a woman gets bigger, so why are they suddenly? Why can't you get bigger and fitter as a woman?
So
and that be the aspiration.
So how can we then call somebody a skinny bitch and that's okay, but a fat bitch is?
Don't call anyone a skinny bitch. I wouldn't.
I know lots of women who call them skinny.
I wouldn't.
Oh, look at you, skinny bitch.
Oh, I don't agree with that. Personally, I don't agree with that.
I
do not agree with it.
I hear what you're saying.
But how can you then call
It
someone?
all comes down to interpretation, right? So for me, right, when we're talking about women getting smaller, is them self-improving. That's just literally the output of bettering your diet and working hard, right? That's naturally what's going to happen if you're not in a massive calorie surplus. Not that you're not bothered about that, right? So if you're eating more, right, and you're training heavier weights, naturally your muscles should, by science, get bigger, right? Men, when they train harder, they want to eat more. That if they're eating more and then training heavier and harder, their muscles grow. So that's just it's just the output of them trying to self-improve and get fitter.
But what
and
I'm saying
stronger.
is, why does self-improve mean that has to be so smaller for a woman? Why can't a woman get
It's not.
bigger?
It's just the output of what happens.
But it's not necessarily, because I'm training for the London Marathon and I'm literally running a half marathon every single week. And my muscles, thank you. Just gonna drop that in there. Marathon. What? Who said that? But I'm not getting smaller.
Yeah, but
I'm actually getting bigger. My muscle, but I'm fitter. I'm so much fitter and so much healthier.
But the thing about it, running doesn't guarantee you to lose weight.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to lose weight. But what I'm saying is, you just said it's always it's normally an
Not
output.
always.
But why is it always this idea that to self-improve you must be smaller? Do you see that link?
Weightlifters, right?
No, because
Olympic weightlifters, they get bigger, but that's their version of self-improvement.
But the standard version of self-improvement for women on Instagram is always to get smaller. Why?
No, it's not, because you're self-improving, and I guarantee right now that you're feeling more comfortable every single week you do that half marathon, right? So you're self-improving.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your input, self-improvement.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
But so if somebody else's input is to get skinnier, that's their, let them own it.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But what I'm saying is, why is the narrative always from fitness brands, from fitness influencers to be smaller?
Because
for
it
women?
sells.
But why though? I've just said that I'm running half marathon and I'm not getting any smaller, but I'm so happy with how I am.
To be fair,
why is that the narrative?
a brand that I've been working with recently have not been posting people who are shredded, and they actually liked the fact that I was in a bulking phase. They liked the fact that I wasn't popping abs. You're relatable. You're not this like, obviously I like to think I'm
relatable,
but you are relatable.
So
and
brave.
you're not on a pedestal. Better than everyone.
But I don't see why it's so aspirational to have a really, really low body fat percentage. I don't necessarily think that's aspirational. You can be fit and healthy and mentally strong and toned and incredible.
But the thing
with a
about
high body fat.
the thing about that thing, that's your opinion, and everyone has their own opinion. My opinion, is that I need to look this way.
Yeah.
This makes me happy.
And you look fabulous.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. No, but listen. I wouldn't feel, obviously, I've been like this for so long that I don't know what it is to be overweight or slim or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So this is my confidence, and when I look in the mirror, I'm like, I'm happy with myself.
Good.
And I think people want to get to the stage where they're looking at themselves and say, do you know what? He's so happy every single day, and he goes to the gym, he does swimming, he does yoga. Like, I want to reach that level where he is being happy. So let me start with something that I can achieve, and that is my body first.
Totally. But what I'm trying to say to you is, like, I just feel the narrative is always the same on Instagram,
Can
constantly.
I interject there? Yeah. We are led by the demand. People demand to look better.
Yeah.
But why does better always mean looking forward?
Because that's what the public want.
Yeah, and also...
No, but I don't think it is. I think it's what's the narrative that's been set by
When a client comes to
celebrities
you,
and
what's the first
influencers.
thing they
And
ask for?
Like if it's a female client, they say, I want to lose weight, I want to tone up, I want to get toned legs. The funny thing, like is, as I've learned this from youth, you can't confuse the market, supply and demand. It's simple as that. You can't.
But that's I think that's really like a narrow-minded way to look at it, because you now have huge role models in, like, say, celebrity or that are not this classic body type. For example, Ashley Graham is a supermodel, and she is a size 14 to 16 woman, and she looks amazing, incredible.
Yeah, but listen.
So why can't we adhere to that?
And that's totally fine. But
There's different
look at Lizzo.
I love Lizzo.
She puts it out there like no one. I think she puts it out a bit more than Slim girls. But that's what she wants to put out there.
Yeah.
To make her, that's why she's so popular now, because her audience are like, oh, she's so cool.
Everyone has a different audience.
A fitness brand, so our conversation is about fitness brands and fitness influencing, but fitness brands are not going to be jumping on using that to promote their clothing, are they?
To be fair, yes.
Yeah.
Gymshark have started putting
And Nike do it too.
plus size models, because originally it was just like the athleisure people.
Yeah.
But again, I think the reason it was the stereotype. I'm saying was because it has transitioned. Like Nike have started putting plus sized mannequins in the window, which I love.
Yes.
I think it's just because people who are the experts, their body has just ended up being that way. And so everyone idolizes it. But all my clients, can't speak for you guys, they just come to me and say, I want to be toned, I want to feel fit. They don't say, I want to be a size this, I want to see this many abs. They just go, right, I'll buy with that person who has those abs because I know that I can at least shape down a little bit. Like they don't come to me aspiring to have those abs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Also, no client I wouldn't have half the clients I have today if I was overweight, because they buy into
Yeah, they do.
how I look. So if they see me, they say, do you know what? You're in good shape, you take care of yourself, I want you to train me. So now I become that inspiration to them. So now
They know you can do it.
Yeah,
So.
now they want to lose weight or get a six pack or blah, 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 blah. Because it's supply and demand. Like, you can't confuse the market. It's like me saying to you, eat fish. You're like, no, eat fish is healthy for you, but no, I don't like fish. After, if I keep telling you to eat fish, you go someone else who's going to give you chicken. It's supply and demand. It's
I practice what I preach.
What would happen if your body changed? And then how would you promote your brand on Instagram if your body changed?
If my body changed from this, do you know what? It's been so long, and this is actually me. This isn't picture perfect. Ask Erin, this has always been me.
Yeah.
So that
I'm just always this great.
Just constant perfection. Even with the answers.
For example, right, for mine, right, I can answer this.
Yeah.
So I was absolutely tiny,
Yeah.
then I've been absolutely shredded, and then now I'm just kind of where my body is naturally, yeah? And I'm not training to shred at the minute, and I post as is and what it is, and that's what people see, and I'm practicing what I preach.
Yeah.
I will post if I eat chocolate. I will tell my clients, you know what, if you want to go out and have a burger and a drink, whatever, that's fine, but like you need to live a healthy life, but if you want to achieve this is what you're going to do. So I feel like if you, going back to the very beginning, if we kind of post for happiness is the end goal, that self-improvement is because you want to be happy, that is what I feel everyone's goal should be. Like if someone feels better with their finances, like being more good with accounting, then they'll feel happier. If you physically don't feel great, then you'll be happier when you are. But with me, when I was driving for happiness and I was aspiring to be toned and to be lean, and when I wasn't educated on it, that's when my anorexia took over.
Wow.
And that is why I was mentally sick, and I was idolizing things that were not achievable for my body, but I didn't know that, and I wouldn't listen and I wouldn't believe anything. And sadly, I needed to get some help to realize that. And I think that a lot of people suffer, even guys with bigorexia, they suffer with not knowing how to do that and not being provided the right information. Yes. So I feel people in those kind of, like for us with our clients, but also with people with lots of followers, they do have a duty of care, and it is a law. It's a law that we don't really talk about much. The general public has a duty of care to one another. You need to look after each other and be able to help each other. And when you have such a high influence on the market, you need to use that like a lot of people are.
But also, like you say, a lot of these people who have followers are not actually PTs.
Yeah.
That's the danger.
But they work a lot with, and sometimes, well, I know there's a guy who I received a cookbook off, and I actually spoke to him. I was like, look, you've got no calorie information. He's like, I don't believe in it. And I said, that's fine. Where did you get all this information? He's like, I work alongside nutritionists and personal trainers.
No, I get that, because when you do write a book, you always get the help from the outside. But a lot of these people who've got a lot of followers are not PTs. They just give out. They probably fell into it by accident. They posted something, and after they kept posting, people kept buying into that, and they thought, this is my market, so I'm going to promote fitness, I'm going to promote workouts, and now people are buying into their fitness brands because they fell into the job.
Maybe if you're past a certain point of followers, or you have an influence on society, it should kind of be a guideline that you have to have some understanding or qualification to be able to...
You can't monetize that because you just can't.
but just more of like being responsible because essentially social media is a platform for advertising, and so advertisers do have a responsibility when they're advertising on the telly.
You can't post about alcohol without putting drink aware or putting something or being
and maybe it could be the same thing. Everybody that has a fitness account can say, take advice from your doctor, or this is not this plan is not definitely suitable for you, so you have to do X, Y, and Z.
Another thing, so how you can't. There's something that you can't promote, something that's illegal. Obviously, like drugs and stuff are illegal, and like steroids and all that kind of thing. But all these skinny teas.
Oh, okay.
Booty. I tried that so many times.
Well, I trained at drama school, and when I was 18 years old, I went from being like 4 stone. Well, I lost 4 stone in 1 year at drama school, and I was drinking laxative tea every single day, and I was so unwell, and everybody at drama school was congratulating me. Oh, Sharifa, transformation. I've never felt so ill in my life. My hair was falling out, my nails were snapping off, I had the worst body image, the worst, and they were promoting me to be bulimic. That is bulimia.
When I was anorexic, they were saying, "Oh, you look great."
You look fabulous.
And then there was a turning curve, which was well, we're concerned about you now.
Yeah.
Do you know why I'm not against those booty and that? It's not because I'm saying they should do it, because we all need controversy, and that tea there is showing people who take the easy option.
But people
That's
who
like
aren't,
saying, let's just start putting heroin in cereal.
People who aren't knowledgeable on it, or people who are very easily influenced.
Very young.
So
very
have you
young.
heard, obviously, the whole Cambridge Analytica thing, that's another topic, we're not going down there, but just the whole, how they targeted people who, or allegedly targeted people who were easily influenced. And they need a little bit of background knowledge before you buy something like that. I feel they should put a disclaimer.
Yeah, but
the reason this works is because...
Okay, but how many people buy a product which has worked for someone else and read all the disclaimers? They just buy it because it worked.
Of course, and that's why...
It's the company's responsibility, duty of care to their customer.
Exactly.
Listen, cigarettes say on the packet,
yeah,
smoking kills.
So it's their decision, but they're told the risk.
There's no laxatives will give you stomach problems and make you have an eating disorder.
I can guarantee
this tea is a laxative.
I can guarantee right now, if that tea put on it, this tea might give you stomachache and will make you go to the toilet regularly. That's tea.
It should be the long-term effect.
No, not stomachache. After drinking laxative tea for 1 year of my life as an 18-year-old woman,
can cause mental health problems.
I was not well. Yeah. I had a stomachache for years, and I had to fix those problems. And the problem was the psychological fact that I enjoyed the feeling of having an empty stomach, and I'd wake up going, "Ooh, I feel so flat and skinny today." That's not healthy for a young woman.
But people at 18 don't know what 19 is, so they want everything right now. And they're going on holiday tomorrow. That tea's going to give it to them, they're going to buy that, regardless of what you say, because it's...
But we shouldn't facilitate that, and if we do, there should be a warning on the packet.
The packaging should have a warning.
We shouldn't facilitate smoking or drinking, in moderation. We shouldn't facilitate that. But what we should do is we should have a duty as being older and wiser and being responsible in our community, in our society, saying, no, we're going to make sure that people are aware this is what it does to your body, but they don't market it like that. You have the Kardashians being like, oh my God, have this slimming gummy bear pill. You have people glamorizing something that is so bad for your body, but not just your body, your mental health. And people on Instagram are perpetuating this. And they're saying, oh my God, booty.
Yeah.
And that is shocking.
Yeah, but like I said to you, if you're going on holiday tomorrow, and they know they can be slim, ask Erin. Clients come to you, say, I want to be slim in 3 days.
But they need to be given a warning.
And I think, you can...
If I went for my wisdom teeth out, they say, by the way, it can paralyse half your face. It's up to you whether you go through with it. And I went through with it because I knew the risks. But if you say to an 18-year-old, if you just have a packet saying booty, here's the before and after, and had something like in the harm can kill, or like social media is bad for mental health or whatever, just saying can cause IBS in the future. Can. So not that it will, not that it does, but it can.
But you know, you still going to get those 18-year-olds whose their friend looks amazing.
You're still going to get them, but we know that we reduce it, and we know that we're doing the right thing as members of our society and community to know that we're protecting people, because we shouldn't be throwing young people
Not
to the
gonna lie,
wolves.
If we had looked back at that tea and it said can cause IBS in the
Literally.
future, I probably would have been like, yeah, I'm still going to drink it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
at
of
least
course.
you can
I
say
would've
I've
known.
done the right thing.
Exactly.
And I've warned her that she could possibly suffer. In fact, and now, looking back, I've suffered with IBS. I still do.
Yeah, me too.
And
Should we do an IBS high five?
Wash your hands.
Can't eat garlic. Oh yeah, sorry.
I've got hand sanitizer, it's all good.
Maybe coronavirus
But yeah,
will
I
make
think
us
just
skinny.
if we just try to do the right thing and put warnings on,
Yes.
it reduces the impact, can reduce the impact.
Yeah.
So do you think social media, is that something social media should
I-
implicate as well?
Definitely,
I
it's
just
marketing.
I just think personally, social media is down to the person as individual on who they follow.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these girls,
They make you feel good following
like a lot of girls will follow girls because they look good, and they'll copy that person's workout regardless of their qualification because they look good. Like I'm probably boring because I actually do the work, and you see the work and you see my clients, so that's boring. All they want to see is how am I going to get to the result. So they want to skip all that stories or
I don't
push-ups.
necessarily think it's always because somebody looks good though, because I'm, like I say, a plus size model, but I also have a partnership with Fitbit. I have a partnership with New Balance, and so I do actually do, when I'm running the marathon, I do actually do like a fair bit of like fitness content. Erin's my trainer on Instagram, and loads of people message me like, "Oh, I tried that thing, that exercise the other day. I was trying to do one where just throwing this ball. It was really stressful, but I did it. I managed to pick it up in the end." And I have people messaging me back like, "Oh, I'm going to try that in the gym." Now, I don't necessarily. I am not a typical fitness influencer's body type, and I'm probably not doing it with the right technique. But sometimes it's just about having exposure to like new exercises that maybe you wouldn't have seen before.
The funny thing about not doing the right technique is actually the best thing for Instagram.
Yeah, it really is. So I actually know someone who they started doing perfection. Have you heard of Mike Thurston? No. So he started. He started off way back when he was a PT in Newcastle, just literally sitting with a camera, just going, guys, if you want to do a shoulder press, do it like this. Don't do it like this. Yeah. And he's now blown up. He's got like nearly 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Like he's in perfect shape.
Yeah, but he's worked hard. Like that is.
I mean, like, because obviously I've learnt that doing the wrong technique is actually the best technique for Instagram because
really?
It looks good.
because it's showing people like a deadlift.
Oh yeah.
Somebody who does it wrong on public, if they see you doing it wrong, they can relate to that after you show them the journey from getting from the bad technique to the good technique. So it's always good to show bad technique because when you show perfect, people don't want that. Or people can't see how they're going to get from that to this. Like, with pull-ups, when I first started, I used to kick myself up. Now I'm doing it clean and it looks so easy for me. But when I started, there was no Instagram.
Progression.
So I couldn't show that part.
I kind of like the layout ones as well, where it's like, obviously you've got the before and after where you're doing your pull-ups and it's like really struggling, like we've all been there, it's relatable. But I like the progression ones as well, where it's like, guys, you're not, like for me it's handstands. I didn't get straight to a handstand, I fell on my face so many times. But it's showing it and people ask me and they're like, did it not really hurt when you fell over? I'm like, yeah, just put a crash mat down, but honestly you just get used to it. It's like fighting, like MMA, not fighting in the gym, but like MMA, you get used to, it doesn't hurt you anymore, so.
I have a question for like both of you. If you could change one thing in the fitness community online, what would you change? Just one.
Me, personally.
You can't say be the king of everything.
No.
The finest personal trainer. The only PT on Instagram.
I've already got that. That's just clocked. That's the fakeness.
Okay.
Just how fake, and I follow quite a few of them because it's part of the industry. But how fake a lot of these people are on Instagram. Like how they sometimes make up stories of, you know, I've had a bad day and this has happened, that happened, this happened, and after basically blah blah. But now I'm so positive. But let's go. Yeah. But you know that they haven't had a bad day. Had a great day. But just to relate to you, they're saying to you they've had a bad day.
To be fair, I do that.
Yeah.
But not because I'm faking it. Like I suffer with depression and I have to, I feel it's my duty to openly say, look, I'm always not a positive being.
But this is very real. Like this is what we want more of.
I mean, like, I personally my message will never be negative on Instagram, not because I'm trying to show perfect. My message is, you can come to my page.
You'll feel uplifted.
I want you to feel uplifted.
I see that.
I don't want you to feel like, oh, do you know what? Here he goes again with his rant, blah, blah. Like, I might give you 1 or 2 rants a year because I'm just bored now.
It's tiresome being the king of everything.
Because I'm just bored, and after I'm trying to get a reaction because I just want to get to relate to people. But if I could change anything, I mean, and this is to do with a lot of them, like how fake they can be.
Yeah.
It's like I'm there, I'm looking at them like, you haven't worked out today, you haven't worked hard. All you've done is gone to a brand partnership work. You've done half an hour work and you've gone home and you tell everyone, do you know what, I'm really grinding, I'm really putting in the work and hard work really pays off. But I'm getting up at 8 a.m. I'm like, 8 a.m? I've been up since 4:30. Like I'm working 3 times as hard for lower result than you. So don't say you're working hard. Just say, do you know what, guys? Today, I've done this, I've done that, and that's what's it.
Be real.
Yeah.
I will say though, sometimes I understand the thing about being wanting to be uplifting. I get a lot of messages on Instagram of people saying like, every time I look at your stories, they make me smile, and I'm like, oh, thanks. But so I also feel like I don't want to post my negative things. But actually,
I'm aware.
I've actually realised that sometimes it can be uplifting for people to know that they're not alone in their journey. We're all human. And I think sometimes it's not about being like, everything's so hard for me, but a little bit of vulnerability and a little bit of truth,
But
I think goes a long way.
I've done that with the swimming. I don't know, I'm still doing the hand.
What are you doing with the swimming? Sorry to interrupt, but I want to know what you're doing with the
So
swimming.
basically, a year ago, basically, I went to Ibiza and went to Formentera, and we got this boat, amazing boat, and everyone was jumping off the boat. But I didn't jump off because I was scared of the pool. So I went this time next year, I'm going to come back and jump off the boat. So I went, got lessons, spoke to everyone about how long did it take you to swim, blah, blah, blah. Then after I came back to Formentera, I jumped off the boat. But even now, to this day, I do lessons every Sunday at 10:30 because I want to be that guy who can just swim comfortable in the pool. And if I'm close to the edge, I'm not scared of falling in. Then after that, I've done it with handstands. But I started handstands last year, January, and I'm still doing it. And I thought, this would take me 3 months to do. And even to this day, 15 months later, I still haven't got it.
Took me 3 years.
But you'll get it.
Let's hope.
You should come and swim the open water swim certain times.
That's so inspiring, by the way.
Yeah, that's an
because
amazing story.
Swimming is a huge thing. Like even I'm a strong swimmer, and if I jump off a boat into the sea or into a boat, I get terrified because it's the unknown. So like, well done. That's awesome.
High five.
What was the response on social media?
About swimming?
Yeah.
That was because I showed literally
struggle.
everything, the struggle. Like,
see, that's amazing.
Like,
that's so
the
inspiring.
same thing with the handstands would be exactly the same thing because everyone knows I go Monday and Wednesdays to class. And they see me fall over and I see like I'm paying £20 a time for class, so that's like grands in the future. Then after I'm like, but these are what I want to learn how to do because handstands help swimming and swimming helps handstands and all that, blah, blah, blah. But it's because I saw someone do it who was my size, do a handstand. I'm like, how can he do it? And he's my size and I can't do it.
Was that someone you followed on social media?
Yeah, but he was a friend of mine.
Okay.
But he's not, because he's got 1,000 followers.
Okay.
I was like, how can he do it? And I can't do it, so I've got to do it. And I thought, it's in 3 months, I've got this. Still, 15 months later, I still haven't got it.
I've been trying for about 8 years.
Just talking about the being vulnerable thing, it's completely separate. It's like fitness goals, but there's Courtney Spruce, who did your Sweat London thing. Her relationship is a massive thing on Instagram. So like people idolise their relationship to be like hers and Tom Bliss, her boyfriend. And they recently, only 2 days, did a video, just sat in the car, being open, being like, look guys, we do argue. It's not just about like stuff that's online. Yeah. So it's like, don't try to perfect your partner. So like, just that's pretty cool, being relatable. And for me, gosh, what would I change?
Yeah, what would you change about the fitness industry online?
So I think I would change I would try, I don't know how to phrase it, I would make it that accountability is huge. So even if it's not the influencer being accountable for their own actions, they should also kind of be followed up by the brands that they're representing, because a lot of the time brands will just pay them and be like, look, we don't care what content you make, just make our product or something look good. So I think they should do what, like the kind of stuff that I do, you have to authorise it and to reach certain standards. So I think that's what I would do, just make sure that it's safe to
And you
put
do
out
that through a platform, did you say? You do social media work
yeah,
through
so
a
there's
platform?
different apps that influencers can sign on to. There's stuff you can get for free, like going for dinners and things, or But there's one that I use where brands, for example, I did one with Sure deodorant, and they will post it on, so they'll work with this company. Am I allowed to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a company that I use called
They might be
Takumi.
listening. Feel free to sponsor our podcast.
I'm not sponsoring them, but they're just an app that I use for free. But yeah, so basically you've got to have a certain amount of followers, and you go on, and Takumi is the app that I use. They collaborate with brands, and they just get the campaign that they want to do. So for example, Sure deodorant launched a new deodorant, which I now use daily because I actually really like it, and I'm promoting it because it's good. But yeah, they basically will say you can earn like 100, 200, 300, how much they want to pay you. You have to reach these certain things. They give you do's and don'ts. So do this, don't do this. So in there they can incorporate whether that's like a moral or whether it's...
Oh, wow, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then they have to authorize it. So you submit it, they check it, they authorize it, you post it. After a couple of days, you check the insights, you send it over, you get paid. So it's like you do the work, then you get paid after, but it's all monitored. Not that I want it to be a communist society or anything.
No, but it's good because it's going through. There's more than just your eyes looking at it. There's so many people, so many chains that will go through of people, and then sometimes you don't even see how things come across.
For example,
sometimes you need a second, fresh set of eyes.
When I was working corporate, right, I'd make POs and like
oh
say,
my God, what's a PO?
A PO. I don't know what the actual personal something audit. I don't know, but basically it's just where you request a certain amount of money from finance to pay for something.
Okay.
Right. So, for example, when I was working on big events, I would have to raise POs for like 250,000. Right, but if I'm raising a PO and I do it wrong, my manager had to sign it off, and then his manager had to sign it off. So I think it's kind of nice for society that it goes through 2 or 3 people. 6 pairs of eyes is better than 1.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think if we had more of that in even like advertising, fitness advertising, a few more sets of eyes.
I know
they might make a few less mistakes sometimes when they accidentally put...
Someone's mum does hers.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
She
nice.
gives it to her mum, and she says... Is that okay to post, mum? And she goes, yeah.
I would never give it to my mum.
No, never.
My mum would be like, that is not very slimming. I do not think you should wear that.
Mine would cover it in emoji. She'd be like, there's not enough emojis in there.
Size model. I've told you this 7 times.
So how do you guys use online or social media with your own businesses, like your own personal fitness business?
For me, I don't use it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It just happens. Like, it's part of me now. Like, I wake up, I do my 4:30 wake up, I do my mum's message, then I used to do breakfast, but I will do that next week when I move into my flat, hopefully.
You don't have breakfast?
No, I don't post breakfast.
Oh, I was like...
But I always promote, if I wasn't in the fitness industry and I had a desk job, I would intermittent fast.
Oh, really? I like the idea
Relating it back to...
Yeah, because the only reason why I do breakfast is because I'm so active in the morning.
Sure, I got it.
If I had a desk job, no breakfast.
Oh.
Yeah. But, so I just... And now it just becomes a habit. And now I've got 2 phones for Instagram because when I film my workouts, I can have one there, I can have one there, and I can just cut in between them. So it saves me.
Is it more of a marketing tool for you, or is it more about spreading knowledge? Yeah.
Do you know what? It got to a point like last week when I looked at my Instagram and I realised that it has to be a bit more funnier, a bit more knowledge, and a bit more videos. Because I want to move away from pictures and just post only videos and do like 1 or 2 pictures a week. But the problem with videos is the editing time. And the way I pay someone to teach me how to edit. So now I'm at a stage where it's taking me 3 hours to do, and I want it to take me 45 minutes to do. When I get to that stage, I can post more videos because it wouldn't be another 3 hours editing.
Another cool thing that you could do, which I know this might help a few social media people, Mike actually did a video that he paid a videographer in photography. He now has a full-time videographer. But the reason he did it is because he looked at his finances and he looked at all his analytics on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, and it was taking him so long to do, and the content it was good, but it wasn't where he wanted, the standard he wanted, and now it's just blown his business by actually paying. So rather than you learning, I mean, it's great, but you're still doing all the work. No, that's right, but I'm the sort of person who wants to know, because I have PAs, 2 PAs and after, but before I hired them, I'd done their job. So I need to know what they're doing Yeah,
at the
I like
time,
that.
rather than just give it to them.
And also teach a man to fish.
Yeah.
I forget the end of that. I just know the beginning.
Teach a man to fish.
Teach a man to fish. I was hoping someone was going to finish it for me.
And eat for one day.
There we go.
Yeah. No,
What was the other one?
No, give man a fish,
Give
eat for
man
one
a fish.
eat for one day. You teach him
Teach man a
to
fish.
fish, eat for life.
There we go.
Yeah, that's really good.
I
guess for me, it's a little bit of everything. Like, people say to me, you really need to clean out your Instagram and have it like one consistent theme, but I can't do that. Like, I talk a lot about fitness. Like this morning I posted my outfit, right? That's a fashion post. Another day I've posted workouts. Another day I'll post my food. It's pretty much just my life. It's my lifestyle, but I do it for education.
Yeah.
I do it for education. I post stuff to educate people so they can make their own decisions.
Okay.
But I also like to post fitness for them to do their own workouts. But then I also like to post fitness because it pulls in my customers, if that makes sense. And yeah, it is a marketing tool. Like, I'll say, like, guys, that you can clearly see that I'm good at this and I can help you do it and get where you want to be for you, rather than you doing something that might be what would work for you but not for me. Does that make sense?
Do you ever find yourself looking at other like fitness Instagrammers and finding yourself being like, oh, I wish I was more like them?
All the time.
Or feeling like, or do they ever, the work they're doing, does it ever make you feel anxious about yourself?
It's comparison, and it is like, so Megan mentioned her earlier. She's got millions of followers. Her content is pretty basic and simple, and it's good content. It's educational. It's like her. It's got her personality, and I'm always looking, being like, okay, how do I do that? Am I over editing? How do I get to that? And it's self-improvement, and when I reach that kind of point, I'll be happy. But also, it is a lot. Like, it is a lot, and I think that's just my overthinking and my depression coming in, and me being aware, like, Frankie, look, that's not you. That's someone else's business, and that's not going to relate to me and my followers. So try not to beat yourself up. So you just got to be aware
And that's
of it.
crazy that, like, you yourself, the fitness influencer, are looking up to fitness influencers. I find myself doing it with other plus-size models. Yeah. I'm like, oh, they're so modelly, plus-sizey. But other presenters, I'm like, oh, they're so good.
But you don't want to be them. You want to be you.
Yeah, and then people message me like, oh, but you're so modelly. And I'm like, what? It's so bizarre, isn't it?
For me personally, I don't actually look at people and say, yeah, I would be like, I just do stuff, and I'm like, I wish I could edit quickly.
So you don't compare with anyone else. You're just.
No, because
if it works, it works. If it doesn't,
because I'm so active in the industry. Like today, I've been to the gym.
Yeah.
I've run up the hill. Yeah. I've done yoga. I've trained clients who tell me they can't do it, and I'm like, I wish I could just edit this straight away and post this, because it's there. This is real life content, and after, that's what I want to do. Just post what's going on right now. But because of the 3 hours it's going to take me to edit, I don't post it.
I've got loads of stuff I haven't posted because I haven't got the time to edit it.
I think this is a really good time to close and wrap up and do one. Is there any final tips, final words, maybe for anyone who's listening to this, how they can be more responsible in themselves or what they're consuming, or just any final words?
For me, it's just you're responsible for who you follow.
Nice.
Simple as that.
Very simple. And don't forget to follow the king.
Yeah. my name is pmacfitness.
Instagram. Swipe up.
AKA the king.
I think for me it would probably just be, if it was you reading that, would you feel comfortable, and just do you feel like you're doing the right thing?
And also, another thing, all you Instagrammers who DM me with no profile pictures, I hate you. Absolutely hate you.
That is the best thing to finish on. Where can we find you?
Oh, so you can find the king on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, pmacfitness.
Do you have a TikTok?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You're so young.
Frankie, where can we find you?
My Instagram's tinkertaylor, long story. And I also have Facebook, Facebook tinkertaylor, and I also have TikTok.
Whoa.
And it's tinkertaylor with an X, but that's kind of just like me being a bit
getting a
extra,
TikTok.
nothing
I'm
fancy.
getting a TikTok. And Erin, we know where to find you. At SWEAT.POD, at Sweat London.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us
Thanks for
today.
having us.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.